Hey there! In this video, we'll create a quick and simple to-do list web application with the ABP Framework, but we'll be using the minimalist single layer template. So for this version of the video, the UI framework is going to be Blazor Server, and the database provider is going to be MongoDB. Let's get started. And this is what we're trying to build. It's a very simple to-do list web application, and we'll try to type in something. Let's say feed the cat, water the plants, and for example, workout. So we can type in, we can get the list, and we can also delete. Simple as that. Now the first thing I'll do is copying the install command. I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to open up a terminal right here, and I'll paste it. And as you can see, it's already been installed. Next up, I'm going to navigate to the desktop, and I'm going to create a new folder right here, and I'm going to name it To Do App, same name as our application, and I'll navigate to it. And next up, I'm going to copy the command that creates the project, and I'll paste it right here. As you can see, the template is the app no layers, the UI framework is Blazor Server, and the database provider is MongoDB. And it's been created. Let's take a look. Let's open it up. And as you can see, this is our single layer startup template. It's a very minimalist and simple one, and everything is in one project. We don't have the domain driven design layers as before. Now I'm going to copy this command, and I'm going to go to the root directory. I'm going to open a terminal, and I'll paste it right here. And this will create the database and seed the initial data. And now before making any changes, it's better to run the application and see how it looks. I'm going to run the project. And this is how it initially looks. Let's log in. And before making any changes, this is how the single layer template initially looks. We have a very simple web application, and we have the administration section right here with both the tenant management and the identity management. The tenant management lets you have your own tenant with your own identity management of users and roles. Or you can just use the identity management of this administration tenant. And we also have the project settings right here. Now let's stop running the project and get coding. Now the first thing we'll do is defining the entity. This application has a single entity, and we'll start by creating it. We're going to create a new to-do item class under the entities folder. I'm going to copy this, and I'll go to the project. Here's the entities folder, and I'm going to create the class right here, to-do item. It'll inherit from basic aggregate root, and GUID is the primary key. Next up is the database integration. We're going to open the To-Do App DB Context class under the data folder, and we're going to add a new property to the class. I'm going to copy the property, and I'm going to find the data folder right here, and the To-Do App DB Context right here, and I'm going to add it right here. We'll support the missing references. And then we're going to copy the mapping code, and we're going to put it in the create model method. Here's the create model method, and we're going to paste it right here. And by that, we've mapped the to-do item entity to the to-do items table in the database. And next up is creating the application service. An application service is used to perform the use cases of the application. And we need to perform the following use cases: getting the list of the to-do items, creating a new to-do item, and deleting an existing to-do item. Same thing as we've done in the example at the beginning of the video. But before we start implementing these cases, we first need to create the DTO, because application services typically get and return DTOs instead of entities. And so we need to create a new to-do item DTO class under the services and then the DTOs folder. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to find the services and then DTOs, and I'll create it right here. To-do item DTO. And we're going to paste it right here. It's a very simple DTO class that matches our entity with both the text and the GUID. Next up is the application service implementation. We're going to create a new to-do app service class under the services folder this time. We're going to copy it, And here is the services folder, to-do app service. We'll paste it right here. And as you can see, this class inherits from the application service class, which helps us with the use cases that we've described before, getting the list of the to-do items, creating a new to-do item, and deleting an existing to-do item. And now we're ready to implement the methods right here. First, we'll copy the getting the to-do items. We're going to paste it right here, and we're going to import the missing references. We'll make some space right here. Next up, I'm going to copy the creating a new to-do item method. I'll paste it right here. And last but not least, deleting a to-do item. Now, ABP provides default generic repositories, and we've used one right here. We've injected the iRepository, which is the default repository for the to-do item entity, and then we've used its methods right here. GetListAsync, InsertAsync, and the DeleteAsync. These are all standard repository methods to deal with the database. And now, after implementing the application service, we're finally ready to code the user interface. We'll start with the index.razor.cs. I'm going to copy it. And I'll find it right here. I'm going to paste it right here. Now, this class uses the to-do app service to get the list of the to-do items, and it manipulates the to-do items list after each create and delete operation. And this way, we don't have to refresh the whole to-do list from the server every time we create or delete a to-do item. Next up, we're going to copy the index.razor. And we'll find it right here. And we're going to paste the code right here. And last but not least, the CSS. And we'll find it right here. And by that, we can run our project. And here is our little minimalist to-do list application, and we can type in something. For example, to-do item 1, to-do item 2, and 3, for example. So we can type in, and we can get the list, and we can also delete. And that's how to create a to-do app web application with a single layer template using Blazor Server and MongoDB. See you next time.